So one of the questions that I get quite a bit from agents, not just in this market, but from agents around the country, is how do you transition from more modestly priced properties to luxury properties? So today, I want to talk about that. How to make the leap into the world of luxury real estate. So first and foremost, I think it's a decision that you have to make. Notice in the opening I said modestly priced properties. We never want to say cheap properties, less than. It's the same people, same clients. The clients are also transitioning with us, so we want to respect that. And I refer to it as more modestly priced properties. And we learn the contracts, we learn how to deal with clients, we learn the escrow process, and we can transfer those skills to a higher price point. Sometimes it's a natural progression through your career, and sometimes it's a conscious effort to say, you know what, I think I've mastered this, I want to go into a luxury neighborhood. So first is the decision. Second is building the brand. And sometimes they say, you've heard that saying, if they build it, if you build it, they will come. It's just not true. But before they come, you must build it. So you want to make sure that when you make the decision, you create a brand that once you start engaging luxury homeowners or luxury home buyers, that when they see your brand, when they interact with your brand, it feels like the type of brand that will service their needs and service them at a high level. So when I first started, I had two different brands. I had my more modestly priced property brand and I had my luxury brand. I had two phones, I had two websites, I had two business cards because I knew that I wanted to make the transition, but I also knew there needed to be a distinction. Which brings me to the third point, the transition. How do you transition from the modest properties to the luxury properties and sort of maintain both client bases? Well, one, you've built a luxury brand because that's where you're headed, and that should embody everything that a luxury buyer or seller would be looking for. But at the same time, you have your bread and butter, your singles and doubles, the more modestly priced properties, and those clients as well, some of the first-time home buyers. You want to let them know that all of the skills and services and the level of professionalism and expertise that you bring to your luxury properties, they get the added benefit of being able to experience all of that as well. Whether it's their home, they're going to get the same professional photographers. They're going to get the same level of responsiveness, which is the number one thing people are looking for. Trust, negotiating skills. You bring all of that to the table as well. For your luxury clients, it's really also about access to buyers that will buy luxury homes. Access to other luxury agents, luxury markets, and things that they expect above and beyond a more modestly priced property. And the service levels, they also expect higher service levels. So that's something that you have to ensure them you're going to be bringing to the table. And then finally, last but not least, is sort of the messaging around it. As you go through this transition, you want to make sure that neither client feels alienated or left out. And ultimately, you may fully transition into luxury properties. For my team, the Nartey group, we do both. We have a heavy emphasis on luxury, we have a heavy emphasis on sports and entertainment, but sometimes we get referred a first-time buyer or a condo or a small single-family home in a more conservative neighborhood. And we like to put all of our resources to work for that as well. For those clients are just as important as our high-level clients. So we accept all referrals from agents and from our sphere of influence, and we just let them know that we bring a wealth of experience and knowledge to that clientele. And the same thing for our luxury clientele, we bring an even elevated level of service and expertise to that luxury clientele as well. So the transition and the messaging, sometimes it's a little awkward at times, and sometimes you will miss out on some opportunities because people think, oh, I didn't know that you still did this. Well, listen, make sure that they are firmly aware that your thing is you want to bring your service to anyone who needs it. Our criteria here for our clients is that you're serious and ready. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a high-end lease, to a multi-million-dollar property seller. If you're serious and ready, we're going to put all of our resources to work for you. So you have the decision to do it, you want to create your brand, you have the transition period, and then you have your messaging around the whole thing. And if you need a little bit of extra advice or a little bit of mentoring or training, feel free to reach out to myself or a high-level experienced agent in your area who can help you with that first high-level listing or that transition into the luxury market. Stay tuned for more.